Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
By the time I hit my 50s, I'd learned a few things, like how family is precious. Work can always wait. And 99% of people over 50 already have the virus that causes shingles. Not everyone at risk will develop it, but I did. The painful, blistering rash disrupted my life for weeks. Don't learn about your shingles risk the hard way. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today. Sponsored by GSK.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And normally this hour, we do not start with an editorial from a newspaper. But this time it makes a lot of sense. It comes from the New York Post, and it's regarding New York's new socialist mayor, Zohran Mamdani. What a disaster. And the headline, he's been in office for a little over a month. And the headline says, again, a New York Post editorial, and we'll get to the Grammys in just a second. But the editorial starts this way. Mayor Mamdani is failing at his core job, keeping the city functioning, and the word functioning is all caps. The editorial goes on to say the number one job of a mayor above everything else is to keep his or her city functioning. Yet with people dying on the cold streets of New York and trash building up in parts of the city, New York is by no means functioning, not even close. The editorial continues. The snow and frigid temps have tested Gotham's socialist mayor Zohran Mamdani, and he has not risen to the occasion. Rather, he's left the city a mess. The editorial continues. Everett-sized mountains of garbage have popped up. Unremoved snow, ice, and rolled salt have damaged Con Edison's electrical equipment, contributing to outages. Most horrifically, 16 people have died on the street, 13 from hypothermia. That's New York City's new mayor. And on the Fox News channel, appearing on the Hannity program, one of their reporters / host, Lawrence Jones, slamming Mamdani.
And Sean, this wasn't a test. This is prime time now. This wasn't something like COVID where no one saw it was coming. The forecast had already told us it takes about 30 minutes to an hour to get frostbite or hypothermia. So while he was parading around doing press conference in this custom jacket, they did a profile piece on that, by the way, Sean. Everybody was talking about the custom jacket. He did no planning at all. And now you got people that are dead as a result of it. The city looks a mess. You can't even get the snow removed off the sidewalk. Trash everywhere. The city was a dump before this, Sean, and it's only getting worse. This is not a test. This is game time. And as we know, Sean, he wasn't prepared.
Game time. And the 34-year-old mayor of America's largest city. If you thought that he was going to wave a magic wand and do a good job, you're in for a rude awakening. Welcome to Mamdani's New York. And no matter where you're listening to this program right now from around the country, there's a lesson in this. The people of London tried to warn New York City about electing a socialist mayor because they have one there too that's a disaster. And the lesson for you, take a pass on electing a socialist. It doesn't work here in America. Now to the Grammys. The host, Trevor Noah, President Trump asked in the Oval Office, is he indeed going to follow through on his threat to sue?
Mr. President, are you going to sue Trevor Noah? Last night in a post, you alluded that something could be coming.
Yeah, well, he said that I spent time on Jeffrey Epstein's island. I didn't. I mean, he's a lightweight. This guy is a terrible. I think he's terrible. I thought he did a terrible job at the Grammys. I thought the whole Grammys was terrible. I watched part of it. It's not watchable. But he was a lousy host. I'd say not as bad as Jimmy Kimmel, but pretty close. And no, he made a statement about me and Jeffrey Epstein. I have nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. And in fact, if you look at the DOJ, they announced, they released 3 million pages. It's like this is all they're supposed to be doing. And frankly, the DOJ, I think, should just say, we have other things to do, because that whole thing has turned out, I mean, other than Bill Clinton and, Bill Gates and lots of people that there are a lot of questions about it, but nothing on me.
The President of the United States, 800-848-9222. Dominic Carter here with you. The number to reach me live right now, continuing on the Grammys and the far, 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 far left politics, delusional politics that come from the entertainers. But there were a few that had their head on straight. And this is one of them, Joy Villa, proving that not all is bad in Hollywood.
I think the ones that should be deported are being deported. To be honest, I'm a Latina. My family came from this country to this country legally. And I love to see rapists, human traffickers deported. I don't want to see them here. I want us to be free for all colors, for all people. Like, that's what makes America great again. So we can create, so we can live. Like, as an artist, as a musician, I want to be able to walk at night and not think that I'm going to get killed by an illegal alien. And so those are the people getting deported, and those are the people that should get deported.
And let the church say amen. No doubt about it. Some people making the argument that Hollywood, we all know Hollywood's been lost for a long time, but Hollywood going too far, absolutely too far. Listen to podcaster Emily Austin, also appearing on the Fox News channel.
Watch all of the border derangement syndrome, ICE derangement syndrome unfold in real time. The politics aside, it was incredible, but, it's all performative. Will, it's all performative and theatrical. You cannot believe a word that they're saying. All of these celebrities love to dismantle the very systems that they depend on. You said it earlier. They are against law enforcement, but they come in with a private entourage of their own security. They're against the borders. They call it inhumane. But there was a 15-foot barricade just to get into the Grammys, and they all live in gated homes. They endorse socialist, communist politicians, but they're all capitalists. I mean, you just can't take them seriously. And the fake standing ovation, I want to tell the viewers one thing. It is all fake. If I tell you how many folks approached me at the Grammys, looked around, and then whispered in my ear, "You're so brave. We agree with you." If only they would speak up, and then we'd feel like we're less of a minority. But we're not a minority, because we had an election. Donald Trump won that election. He campaigned on shutting the border. He campaigned on deporting illegal immigrants, as did every prior president. So it's all performative and it's fake, and we can't take it seriously.
800-848-9222. How do we solve this problem of the crazy politics that exist in the country, driven a lot by the Hollywood types? Don Lemon is not going away, appearing tonight on Jimmy Kimmel. We'll have more on that later. But prior to appearing on Jimmy Kimmel, Don Lemon using profanity, declaring he's not going anywhere.
So this is what I have to say. F off whoever you think is going to stop me from reporting. I'll say it, F off if you think you're going to stop me from reporting. If you think that you are going to stop and diminish my voice, then you have as my grandmother would say, you have another thing coming, because that ain't ever going to stop. I don't care what you try to do to me. I am a journalist through and through and through. And I came from strong, sturdy peasant stock that built this country for free. This is my country through and through. If anyone deserves the freedom and the rights and the Constitution of this country, it is me, this little black boy from Louisiana that came from enslaved people who have not always and still don't always have the same freedoms as white people do in this country. So for all of you people who are so aggrieved and so upset that I had the nerve to be a journalist and to exercise my freedom of expression and my freedom of the press under the Constitution, too bad. Too bad. I ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, all right? So I just want you to know that.
Well, normally I wouldn't say this. Normally, one's marriage, spouse, it's off the table. But Don Lemon is talking that black talk, the race card, literally talking the black talk. Married to a white man, a rich white man, Don Lemon has made millions at CNN, and now he wants to reinvent himself as if he's a poor black boy from Louisiana who's a journalist through and through, and you're not going to stop him from telling the story. Don Lemon, go sit down somewhere. Folks, the Attorney General of the United States, Pam Bondi.
You rioted in that church. We are going to find you and we're going to arrest you. Don Lemon and 8 others have now been charged in a single indictment because you cannot attack, and that's what it was. It was an attack style on a house of worship. You can't do it. It was a Sunday morning. There were parishioners. There were families. There were grandparents. There were people with canes. There were children upstairs in the nursery. They bombarded in, and as Don Lemon put it in his own words, they were on their way to a resistance at that church.
You're going to jail, Don Lemon. I want to switch to rapper Nicki Minaj, who did not attend the Grammys. She was brought up quite a bit, made fun of, mocked because she's now a staunch Trump supporter. She sat down and did a podcast discussing Trump, discussing all of this. Here is part of that.
You've been recently very vocal about politics and social issues. Was there a specific moment that flipped the switch for you? Was it Gavin Newsom? Was it Nigeria? What made you wake up, so to speak?
You know what, Katie? I think that people's steps are aligned. I used to always tell people this when I was growing up, but I had this strong premonition my whole life that I had a second job to do. And this was, by the way, this was before I even made it in rap. Something inside of me just told me I would have another thing to do. And so actually, the first time I said it out loud or texted it was during the last campaign, the presidential campaign, this last one. I saw something and I texted someone I knew right away, and I said, this is a mistake. And I also said, all of this is making me want to get into politics. So the last thing that really did it was me seeing certain things, the campaign, this recent campaign, presidential campaign, and knowing that I could help because the things that I was saying, it was happening. I was saying, oh, this is a bad idea, or this is a good idea, and the things I was saying were coming to fruition. And so it made me think, oh, this is easy. I mean, if it's this easy, then maybe I should do it. And then there was something that happened a few months ago that if I wasn't going to do it before, something happened a couple months ago.
What happened?
I don't want to talk about it, but I'll say that sometimes people can push you so much that they push you all the way into your next calling, into your next blessing, into your next life. And that's what happened with me.
And she's a major supporter of President Trump now. Time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
I don't want to hear anything about ICE from people who live in gated communities, from people who have bodyguards, from people who protected predators like Harvey Weinstein, and people whose jobs are never going to be taken from illegal immigrants.
And that is Caroline Sunshine responding to the phonies of Hollywood. Dominic Carter here with you, 800-848-9222. Let's start with some of your telephone calls. Line 1, Roger in Massachusetts. Roger, good morning. What's on your mind?
Yes, sir. Thank you. You are a journalist. It seems to me a journalist is a truth seeker and a fact seeker. These people that behave like Don Lemon, who they like to use the word journalism. Journalist. Wow, I'm important. It's really has been boiling. They do their activism and their commentary in the name of journalism. It's not really it's phony journalism. It's not journalism. It's not journalism. When he's not behaving as a capacity as a journalist, behaving like that, or for maybe a long, long time. Was he a television commentator for a while?
He was always a joke, to be honest with you. And he was trying to find a way to be a star. He's very flamboyant. He was trying to find a way to be a star. He couldn't find a way. So he was what they call in England a newsreader. And he was a dime a dozen. His career wasn't going anywhere. And then he realized that politics, based on what we were doing at New York One, politics took America by storm. And politics, and I can't be a phony, Roger, and thank you for responding to me as a journalist. I can't be a phony because how I ended up into politics, I didn't want to do it at all because I felt that it was a career ender, that it was a dead end move for your career. And the people that started New York One News, they did something revolutionary where they had 3 reporters based out of City Hall, myself, Andrew Kurtzman, and our assistant, who's now a star political reporter in her own right, was Melissa Russo. She had came out of the Columbia University School of Journalism. So it was me, Andrew Kurtzman, with Melissa as an assistant. We also had a crime reporter, a trans reporter, blah, 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 blah. And so everyone saw that, I used to joke and say we were the Mod Squad, like the TV show, Jake, whatever the characters were, Julie and Jake, I think, and Link, or Lincoln, the black guy, whatever. Yeah. So I used to make that joke all the time. And then all of us, I didn't want to do it. And I went into the vice president, there's a point to the story, and I said, I don't want to do this, it's career ending. And he said, well, I'm sorry you're leaving New York One News as we're just getting started. And I'm like, wait a minute. I had just signed a contract, and he was like, if you're not going to do politics, then you're not going to be here. And so politics took off. This is before MSNBC. Everybody ran to politics once they realized that we became red hot, Don Lemon included. Thus, he started talking politics. He's never been a journalist. He's a pampered prima donna that does not know, and thank you for the call, Roger, does not know what he is talking about. Don Lemon wouldn't know a story if it slapped him in his face. Trust me when I tell you, folks. It is time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And the number to reach me live right now from around the country, 800-848-9222. Jesse Waters on his Fox program made a very interesting point as it relates to rapper Nicki Minaj. And Jesse Waters says, in slamming these Grammy stars and entertainers, and I'm quoting here, they're hating on Nicki for putting cash in babies' bank accounts, but stand up and clap for Don Lemon, who made babies cry in church. Think about that. Think about that for a second. Vice President J.D. Vance slamming Democrats for their violent rhetoric. You want to talk about why those two people died in Minnesota? Democrats, it's time to look in the mirror. The Vice President of the United States.
And I think that is the most disgusting thing. The very people who keep us safe ought to be honored and protected and praised by Democrats and Republicans alike. It is time to stop the rhetorical assault on law enforcement. Because here's what happens. Because here's what happens when Democrats like Gavin Newsom did say that these people are part of an authoritarian government. When the left-wing media lies about what they're doing, when they lie about who they're arresting, when they lie about the actual job of law enforcement, what they're doing is encouraging crazy people to go and commit violence. You don't have to agree with my immigration policies. You don't have to agree with Donald Trump's immigration policies. But if your political rhetoric encourages violence against our law enforcement, you can go straight to hell, and you have no place in the political conversation of the United States of America.
Well, the vice president giving us a taste of his mind as to how he sees these issues that are surfacing. And if we're being honest about this, and our last caller, Roger from Massachusetts, referred to me as a real journalist. And let me tell you why he's accurate. Because when I take this microphone, I'll give you my opinion, and I'll tell you when I'm giving you my opinion. But I'm going to tell you the truth no matter what. That's what a journalist does. That's what a journalist does. A journalist is going to say to you what exactly is happening, and here are the facts. And if you don't like the facts, I'm sorry. But one set of facts, not three sets of interpretations. You form your own opinion based on the facts. 800-848-9222. I've been in situations like the one Don Lemon was in this church. I would have never have stepped foot in there until they had already disrupted the church service. It was clear. And I surely wouldn't corner the pastor and basically demand that he do an interview with me. I would not basically high five those people that had just committed a felony inside a church. Back to your telephone calls, 800-848-9222. Dominic Carter here with you. Let's go to Paul, line 2 in England. Good morning, Paul. What's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. I hope Bad Bunny doesn't use the Super Bowl as a political event, so he doesn't do that on Sunday.
Wait. Paul, I can't understand the words you're saying. You got to slow down. What did you say?
About Bad Bunny.
Okay, Paul, you got to slow down. It's very hard to understand you. Okay, so Bad Bunny, go ahead.
Regarding ICE, Bad Bunny is saying about ICE, I hope he doesn't use Sunday Super Bowl as a political event. That's
Wait, you hope? You hope he doesn't use what now?
As a political event, use ICE as a political event on Sunday and Super Bowl.
So when you say you hope he doesn't use ICE as a political event, I don't. Wait, Paul. If I'm going to continue taking your calls, you've got to slow down, because when you talk fast, nobody can understand the words you're saying. So you said you hope Bad Bunny doesn't use ICE as a political statement at the Super Bowl. I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, using the Super Bowl as a political event.
Wait, using the what of the Super Bowl? Using the Super Bowl as what now?
As a political event.
You said that, Paul. Paul, define what you mean by using the Super Bowl as a political event as far as Bad Bunny.
Like he did on the Grammys, like using the Grammys to...
So you're hoping he doesn't use the forum to attack ICE. Is that what you're saying?
That's right, yeah. That's what I'm trying to say, yeah.
And what do you think is going to happen?
I think you shouldn't use events like that to put his event his opinion. He should do it elsewhere, I think, and say in some magazines or whatever. I think that's what he should do.
Okay, all right, Paul. Thank you for the call. So before I continue, Matt Blaze, because I'm going to go to the president in just 1 second. His response from the Oval Office on the use of body cams, right? They want, those on the left, they want body cams used, and I don't have a problem with that. Use them. But talk to me about Bad Bunny, and, you were the first one that told me a long time ago that this guy is a mega star on the world stage. So what do you think happens on Sunday at the Super Bowl?
Oh, he's going to do something.
Outrageous.
He'll do something outrageous. He's definitely going to say something because of the amount of people that watch the Super Bowl, or at least watch the halftime show. Look at all the media attention that he is getting after the Grammys, now the Super Bowl. You're going to watch it just to criticize it. Even if you don't like Bad Bunny, no one, even when people say, I'm not going to watch it, they're going to watch it.
Well, the president says he's not going to watch the halftime show.
Well, he says he's not going to watch it, but here's the thing. And I'm not saying that that he's definitely going to watch it, but a lot of times people say those things because they want to stick it to that person. But you know how it is, Don.
How could you not watch it?
Right. And you know how it is. Like, people say that all the time. I'm not going to listen to you anymore. But they seem to know exactly what you said on your show, and they comment online about it. So
well, I think they always get a little surprised at my response, which my response is, you're not going to listen? So?
Don't.
No skin off my apple?
Right.
Don't.
Who cares?
Right,
and
at the end of the day.
So I think he's going to do something. I don't know what, because the amount of people that are going to be watching.
Do you think he's nervous going into Sunday?
No.
No, he's done this so long.
No,
he's looking forward to this.
This is a guy who's performed in front of massive amounts of people all the time. I mean, like I said, he is a huge star. Whether you believe he's talented or not, it's, in the eye of the beholder.
So what is his appeal, before I move on? I know he uses, like, a lot of these rap artists, it almost doesn't matter the words, because the lyrics and the beat is so good for the kids to like to dance.
Right.
I know he uses a lot of great beats. So how in the world are we supposed to relate and understand when he's going to be performing in Espanol?
You're not. I mean, he does speak English. I don't know if he's going to do everything in Spanish, or who knows what he's going to do. But this is the entertainment. They want to have that younger audience. This is what happens, Dom. You get to a certain age, and we are at that age.
Right.
Where you age out.
Right.
And they
go,
we don't care if the 55 plus isn't watching the Super Bowl. We don't care if they don't like the halftime show, because that's not what we're going for. That's not what the advertisers are going for. The advertisers are still going for the 25 to 54 demographic. That's who they are catering to.
So call me naive. Call me naive. Before I go on and continue with the telephone calls, we'll get to you in just 1 second, folks. 800-848-9222. But I want you to explain this to me, Matt Blaze. Maybe I'm naive, right? But I have grandchildren. One day you'll have grandchildren. What about the young kids of America? I mean, if you're a man and you're coming out on stage with a dress, or at some point if you put on a dress, what about the impact on these young kids?
Dom, the way things are today as opposed to when we were growing up is they are trying to wipe away this difference between genders, that you are now like a gender fluid, meaning it's okay for a boy to wear a dress. It's all right.
It's okay to put tampons in the boys' bathroom.
Right. That's what they're trying to say. And I don't know I don't know if that's so wrong or right just because you go.
It's wrong.
Because
it's wrong.
In my head, I go, well, what do I care?
You know why it's wrong? You know why it's wrong, Blaze? If your thing, for argument's sake, and folks, we see your calls. We're about to get to them. We're going to go to Deirdre in New Jersey in just 1 second. If your thing, Blaze, for hypothetical situation, right? If you're into men, right? More power to you, brother. That's your thing. That ain't my thing. More power to you. Please don't put it in my face. And we good. You and I are good. But it's wrong to say you're going to take that lifestyle and pass it on to children.
Well, I think what is wrong, and maybe it is where you are right about the tampon thing, is like you're pushing it in their face. In other words, let the child give them everything and let them decide to a certain extent, because when it comes to like children when they're young, and I look at and they go, oh, and they're pushing a certain viewpoint on them. Well, they don't know. Like, they're just children. They don't have a viewpoint yet. That's why, like, when you hear about under 18 or teenagers going in for operations to be trans, no, I'm 100% against that. 100%, because they're at an age where they can't make that decision. Absolutely. This is a life-changing, altering decision. And how many times, Dominic, when you remember growing up where you thought one thing and that was everything at that particular time, and now in hindsight, looking back at the time, you go, man, that was dumb. That was a stupid decision. That's something that I would never do now. I'm glad it passed and I didn't do it back then. If you didn't do it, or if you did, you go, man, how could I have thought that? Why did I do that? You change your sex when you're 17, there's no going back. Right. And a 17-year-old can't make that decision.
Agreed. So we'll see what happens on Sunday. Thank you very much, Matt Blaze. Let's go to Deirdre, line 1, New Jersey. Good morning, young lady. What's on your mind?
Good morning, Dominic. Thank you for taking my call. Listen, if we're talking about this dress with Bad Bunny, and I get it, all I could say is the minds of the children are very, very critical. Okay? So if it all started back, if you ask me, with the music industry, with the girl who sang that song, I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It. That's when it all started in my mind. I was like, what am I hearing? What lyrics am I hearing? I think it was that woman like Amy Weinstein, if I'm not mistaken. With the dress code and all that, no. And with kissing in public with the same sex, no. And I don't agree, even if it's heterosexual. Okay, whatever you're going to do, it shouldn't be in public, heavy and going on. That is taken behind closed doors, be it if it's with heterosexuals, okay, or the gay community. So that's something I don't think children should see in public.
Are you going to watch Bad Bunny Sunday night?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I will not, no. I'll probably be at some type of party. I already know. I was told they're going to turn it off.
Wow.
I wish I could see it on the other channel. I think there's some sort of other, I think it's on some type of, you have to pay for it, I think, if you want to see another type of show. But I don't think they're going to have that. And you know what? I really don't care. You know, in my eyes, nah, I'll just be at some party like, hey, I'm here having a good time. You know, it is what it is.
Well, interesting, Deirdre. Thank you very much and enjoy the Super Bowl on Sunday. Folks, it is time for a break. When we come back, let's see, among the calls, we'll go to Vincent in Brooklyn, Martin, upstate New York. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And we are back. The number to reach us, 800-848-9222. Let's see, who's on line one? Do we have a name yet on line one? No, not yet. Okay, so let's go to line two, Vincent in Brooklyn. Good morning, Vincent. What's on your mind?
Good evening, Dominic. Even though the city's facing a $12 billion budget deficit, Mayor Socialist Mamdani is going to waste money schlepping all the snow that the sanitation department still hasn't collected yet to bring it to these 9 hot tubs where he's going to spend money and energy melting it and putting it in the sewer. When I was a kid during the last cold snap like this in 1961, the sanitation trucks would bring it to their depots along the river and dump it in the river. And then what they would do to help kids in the neighborhood, anybody who was 18 and good health and had a good pair of boots and gloves could go down to the sanitation depot, sign up to do shape work for the day, and the dump trucks would go around to the intersections and clean the intersections, the sidewalks where the backhoes and the plows couldn't get to, so senior citizens and people could cross the intersections without climbing over mountains. It was good for the community, and it was good for the kids because people who are over 18 could make a buck. But now he wants to cry about the $12 billion, but he's wasted money heating these hot tubs up to throw the snow in there and melt it and put it in the sewer. How stupid is that?
Well, honestly, Vincent, it's not a bad idea if the sanitation department already has them. But the question is, how many trucks can you get to these hot tubs? To how much snow can you get rid of, in a matter of an hour? And I'm sure it's expensive to keep the water hot,
And not only that, Dom, the gas, the diesel fuel that you got, the trucks got to go up there. For example, over here on Hamilton Avenue in Brooklyn, there was a place where they used to load the excess garbage on the barges to sell it to other states or whatever. The trucks used to go down there and dump it right into the river.
Right. That's
an easy way, man.
Right, that's the easy way. Because those hot tubs, somebody's got a sweet deal.
You got to use the fuel to keep them hot.
Right.
You got to use the fuel. And why don't they use that fuel for some of the tenement houses that the city owns and the projects that are out without hot water and their boilers are broken? Use that money to fix them up. How about that?
Okay, thank you very much, Vincent. You made some great points there. Let's go to line one, Rich in Connecticut. Rich, what's on your mind?
How you doing, sir? I want to talk about the Biden administration and why we have the problems we have right now.
As long as it's quick, go ahead.
I'm going to go with this quick. I'm going to tell you, I'm a former U.S. Marine, and I'll always be a U.S. Marine, and it took us one day to close that border. Now, why couldn't he do it? And two, that's dereliction of duty. It's treason against your own people because I took the same oath he did to protect the Constitution of the United States. So anybody that was involved in that wide open border is dereliction of duty. Now, why are they able to walk the streets and take
easily? Because it's not dereliction of duty. I understand your frustration. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Are you a veteran?
I'm not because you say lower his audio. Because you say it's dereliction of duty because you're a veteran doesn't make it so. I said at the top of the program, I'm a journalist. I'm always going to tell you the truth. It was a bad policy by Biden. That's what it is. Some may say that it's criminal, but the fact of the matter is it was a bad policy from the administration. I'll give you the final word. Rich, I'm sorry. We have 15 seconds. Rich, go ahead.
If I did that in U.S. Marines, I would be in the brig.
You wouldn't do that because you were not in a position of control, of authority. So you wouldn't be able to do that. Thank you for the call. Folks, I wanted to say thank you. I apologize for the calls that we didn't get to. I am back at 3 p.m. Eastern later on today. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
If you're thinking about changing schools, why wait? At Manhattan University, love those guys. You don't have to start over. With transfer-friendly pathways, your credits count, and you keep moving forward. From day one, you're part of Jasper Nation, preparing for the real world. And with New York City just a train away, opportunity is everywhere. Ready to move forward without missing a step? Visit manhattan.edu/transfer and enroll today. Manhattan University. Don't start over, move forward.